Hello and welcome to the Stalls ID Direct video tutorials. In this tutorial we are going to take a player name that was created in CadworxLive.com and export it as a PLT file format so we are able to bring that file into the TwillStitch Pro program. In this video I'm demonstrating creating a player name with the player. I just simply typed in a series of names, edited them, made them into arches. Therefore, they were already in a list of names that I just exported from CadworxLive.com. To start off, I'm going to select File and Import Artwork. Browse to my PLT file, select it, select Open. Now on my screen you'll see that I have 6 different names here and they are all the same color. So I'm able to view them easy in sequence view and assign stitches to each one of them. I'm going to start selecting each individual name and right-clicking on my color palette and just choosing a different color for each name. I'm just clicking and dragging around each name and right-clicking on a different color on the color palette. Okay, so you can see in the sequence view I have a series of 6 different colors for 6 different names. Now, because I only want to create a sew file for each individual name for each jersey, I'm going to work one at a time. So I don't have to view each name on screen. I'm going to just close the eyes on the colors or the layers I do not want to work on. So I only see one name at a time. So to start off, I'm going to create the same word as 2 separate colors or 2 separate layers. So I could make one layer a placement stitch so I know where to lay the twill down, and then one layer as the actual stitch type that's going to go around the twill. To do that, I'm going to select the layer, right click my mouse, select copy, right click again and select paste, go over to my color palette and just select a different color than what it was. Okay, and select the first layer of the same word, right click my mouse, convert to and run. Select the plus sign in front of that layer so I can see each individual run. Then I'm going to choose the last run in that sequence. Right click my mouse, select properties. So within my properties window, I can command the end of that last run stitch to frame out. So my frame will come out on my embroidery machine so the needle's not in the way, so I can lay my twill down and select apply. So I'm done with this layer, so I'm just going to go to the next one, and this is the layer that is going to sew the twill down. Right click my mouse and I'm going to convert it to a tackle twill stitch, which is the zigzag stitch. And then you can right click your mouse and go to properties, or if you already have your properties window still open, it will just switch back and forth to whatever layer you're working on. So I can choose 3 millimeters as my stitch width, and I can control my inset percentage. I'm going to leave it at 80%. Average is anywhere from 70 to 85% inset percentage, which is the percent of stitch on the twill versus the garment. Here you'll notice I have an option to do a placement line stitch, but this will actually make a color change for each individual letter. Therefore, that's why I chose to copy and paste the layer and assign it a different color, so I have more control of the stitch sequence of one continuous stitch and then a stop. Here's also an option to do a tack down, but I don't need a tack down for this particular design. So I'm going to select OK or Apply. And here I have my Smith file done. So I'm going to select both. In my sequence view I can hold my control key and select multiple layers at once. I'm going to right click my mouse, select Cut, open up a new page, and here's my tab right here for my new page. Select Edit Paste. So I have my individual word within its own page. So now I can save it as its own individual file. Select File and Save As. I just made a new folder to organize where I'm going to save all my files for this particular team. I'm going to name it the name that it is, Smith. and choose my different file format. You have various different files within TwillStitch Pro that you can save as. I'm going to choose DST. So now we can work on our next name. So it's just easier to bring them all in at once and then just work on them one at a time, and then just cut and paste it onto a new page so you could save it individually. It's just a quick and easier step. I'm just repeating what I did with Smith, just copying and pasting, choosing the first layer, converting it to a run. So initially I had one of the Millers, now I have two, and I'm assigning the first layer to be a run. Right clicking so I can get into the properties, so I can select an end command to frame out. So the hoop will move out for me. So the needle's not in the way. Turn on that color so I can assign, I'm just going to do zigzags for everybody. Here's an example of a cavity in the word, and you'll see that the actual stitch is on the wrong side of the cavity because the plotter file came in as all broken up individual objects, so it just recognized the path of the nodes as reversed. So I want to fix that, so I'm just going to select that particular stitch, which most likely is the last one, so I'm going to just select that. And within the properties, I'm just going to choose my inset to be 20, so the 80-20 ratio will actually open that right up. And I am done with this layer now, so I want to select both of my layers by holding my control key down. Just right click my mouse, go to cut, get a new page, paste it. Here's your shortcut for your paste as well, so I can save it as its own file, name it, choose the file format, oops. Alright, so I'm going to go to the next one. I'm going to open up the eye so I see the next name. I'm going to do this one last one. Right click, copy, right click, paste, right click on my color palette, something else, a different color than what the original one was. Select the first color of that name, right click, convert it to a run. Select the plus sign in front of that layer so I can see all the different runs. Select the last run in the sequence and the properties for that last command. I want it to frame out. Select apply. Go to the next layer, right click, convert it to the stitch type of choice. If I have any cavities that are on the wrong side, I'm just going to turn off this layer so I can grasp onto that easily. Go to the properties, assign 20%, hit apply, and you can see it open up. Select my eye so it's open again, so I can select both of these layers, cut, get a new page, paste, file, save as. Thank you for watching, and this concludes this video tutorial.